Alright, we gotta start the third part of factory restructure, which is that I now have to put everything in the spots that they need to be in. So, I have more than enough power to last me a while, so I don't have to worry about that. I have a bunch of LC Wuling batteries, as well as more down here, as well as some extra Valley batteries. So, let's fix this really quickly. So, I have everything written down, what I need to make, and the first thing I'm going to set up is going to be both Arknight sets. Each of them take 1 forge, 4 refineries, 2 shredders, and 2 grinders, with only 3 total inputs each, and that is 2 of them are for either of the plants that can be turned into carbon, those being sandleaf or buckflower, which I will eventually switch over to being buckflower, but right now I only have sandleaf. And then I will have one other input, and that's just water. So we need to set all of that up really quickly. First things first, of course, we have to set up our menu here. So first of all, I'm going to go down to the thing here, and I'm going to clear all of my hotbar slots for each thing I'm going to be making. Okay, so for this, I just need the forges, which are up here. I'm going to place in hotbar. If you're wondering why I made 5, it's because I assumed the amount you can make would be higher, but you can't do that, so that's unfortunate. I need refineries, which are down here. I need shredders. And I need grinders. I also decided to change from how it was before because of just how much you need. So I need to place a hotbar and grinder. And I shouldn't need anything. Oh, wait, no. I need to have depot unloaders. I'll have these in the back, as well as my depot loaders and my protocol stashes. These will always sit in the back 3. Okay. So first things first, I need to be not stupid and remember what the entire reason I went into this menu in the first place. That is, I need my depot bus stuff. So this will go on the right side. So I will go ahead and put this here. And I will just grab these. I will place in hotbar temporarily, just so I can do this. I'll place up to 10. As you can see, it's made just to be fast enough to put in that. I shouldn't need much more than this at the moment, so we're fine on that. Now let's start with the first thing. I need just 2 outputs for this. So that's a pretty simple one. Just 2 depot unloaders. That's 1. And that is 2. These depot unloaders need to go into 2 refineries. Remember that I said 4, but that's for later. So 2 refineries. See, that's simple. Go in, go out. Okay. Now I need 2 grinders to go immediately after those. Now that I have 2 grinders, I need those grinders to go into 2 shredders, not grinders, to go into 2 separate grinders. Unfortunately, this does mean it's going to take up a lot of space in this direction, which is one main issue of the grinder, is that it's way too wide. Each grinder... Actually, wait. So the problem with this is that each of them needs like 2 shredders. I'm gonna double the amount that show up here, on this thing because I'm going to be taking up this much space anyways. I need, because I need to max out carbon production anyways. I'm going to have it be 8 refineries. I'm going to change these each to ×4. I want to make it 4 shredders. That should be good. And now I need 4 outputs of plants. It is a lot, but I'm going to be mass producing buck flower eventually, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Doesn't mean I do have to double the amount of depot unloaders on this side. This only takes up 1 depot bus, so we're still putting out very little. So now I need to put all of them back. I need to put more of them over here. More refineries. That's not where I wanted to go. I'm doing this all in this mode because it's easier to put large amounts of the same item down easier if you're in this normal mode, because I can just press this and go back. It's much harder when I have to go back into the actual, I have to go into this menu every single time. It's better if I just have it all in the hotbar and I can do this, which is why the hotbar is there in the first place. But if you're in this menu, you can only do it from this menu. So it's good for managing large areas, especially large, complex transport networks, but this way I have to do it like this. So I have all these going into the grindings. These grinding units then have to go into more refineries. All right, this is the part where I only needed the 1 refinery. Let me just put them both on this side. That works. They can both go over here. This spot can just be empty. That's fine. 1 little empty extra spot. That's good. So now we have this. Those go into a refining unit. And those will go into the Fort of the Sky, which is annoyingly 5 wide for whatever reason. That goes here. And now we have the 3rd slot, the 5th input actually, which is the water, which goes here, which means I need to go place a where are they again? Oh wait, hold on. Fluid pump. Means I'm going to go place the first actual fluid pump, and it's going to go over here in the corner area. It goes as far back as I can get it. Oh, can't go that way. There we go. So we have 1 fluid pump, and now we can set up all the stuff that will be connected. And go ahead and pump the water out. It doesn't matter if I go farther out. We go into there. We are going to also put a splitter here really quickly. And the reason for that is that I'm going to put a fluid tank here. I'm going to go grab a fluid tank really quickly. That's the wrong way around. It is connected on that side. Okay. That's just so I can extend it farther, because the pipe limit is much smaller than the transport belt limit, which I only just realized existed today. So these will all be connected. Why did you do that? I hate it when it does that. Where? And these will obviously go into these. So to explain what all of this is doing, for those who aren't aware, I don't blame you for not being aware, if you just, haven't played the game, or just haven't gotten to this point. This is all to produce Shironite. Currently one of the more annoying items to get consistently. So it goes over here. It's just going to put out plants, either again sandleaf or buck flower, because those are currently the only 2 plants you can turn directly into carbon, which you get carbon from going into the refining unit. They're going to go into the shredding units. They'll turn into carbon powder, which will then go into the grinding units, which will... What the... Hold on. I was stupid. Forgot about that. These grinding units will then turn it into dense carbon powder, which is what the grinding units are specifically made to do. They just make denser versions of existing powders. And then you put them into the refining units to make stabilized carbon, which then goes into the Forge of the Sky with water to make Shironite. Currently the main product of this area, of Wuling as a whole. You know what, I can move these. Why not? Let me stash mode. I can move these to be a bit more over. Just to make them all even in size. These need to go into the refining units. I just hate how freaking big the grinding units are. It's the main restrictor on like most builds is like the stupid 6 wide things, which never need to be 6 wide. I don't know why they made them like that. And the big issue is that the Forge of the Sky isn't even, so I have to make it like one side that it goes farther, and so I'm just going to choose that side. Okay. One more thing I'm going to do is remember how much power works. Is power... how many... Yeah, I can only do like the front half. And if I put them on each on this side, then I can only do the front bit. So I'm gonna go into this mode, which is the one useful thing about this mode. Like the main useful thing is that I can do this. And then I can move them all like one forward. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can go back out. I can connect these back up. And now that these are have little 4x or 2x2 slots, I can put power in between those. So I can have 3 power pylons. One can go here, another can go here, and then I can have one in the middle here. Speaking of power, now that I've built one of these, I'm going to go see how this thing is doing. I'm not jumping as it's faster, it's actually slower. 27. Let me just throw some more back in there. Again, 50 lasts like half an hour, so we're good. We're juicy. We're good. We're fine. And now, can I ever make one more port? Having multiple depot bus ports would be better. Now, all it does is give us more depot bus section limits. Oh, damn it. We need more depot bus ports. Maybe we get those in a future update. Currently, we're still pretty limited by what's available in the factory plan, which here in the Wuling AIC factory plan only has the first section, and I already have absolutely everything in it. Over here, though, we have 3 full sets of things, which I don't think we're getting any more of. I think the plan is always for it to have like 3, so we're waiting on the future stuff for this. To be fair, currently, Shironite only is useful for a few things. It makes the Shironite components, the one battery type we currently have, the LC Wuling battery, which is the strongest battery in the game at the moment, although a bit annoying to produce. And then you can make liquid Shironite, which I do have some, if you've seen in my inventory. I do have some Farium bottles with liquid Shironite in it. But that's just because there's a few areas where you find a Blight Tide, and that's the only way to get rid of it. Is using the spray thing to do stuff. You can spray the bottles of liquid Shironite to get rid of the Blight Tide. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into blueprints. Well, actually, no, first things first, I'm going to place the power lines. Although I'm going to immediately turn everything off because I don't need all that extra power being used. When the power does go out, I don't want it to just immediately start using all of my power. Actually, I only need one. Didn't remember that this goes that far out. Okay, that's those. I'm going to go to the electric pylon. Nope, facility details. I'm going to turn everything off. Go over to this pylon. Turn everything off. There we go. Now everything is turned off, which is nice. I can fix the water input. I forgot to do that. Okay. And now when I go into blueprints, I can press new blueprint. And I can grab all of everything in here. All of these. Oop, nope. Refining units. Other transport belts. The electric pylon. The shredding units. Other transport belts. The grinding units. The electric pylon. The refining units. And the Forge of the Sky. But not the water. The water input needs to be put into a different spot. Thank goodness the water input for the Forge of the Sky is to the right of its inputs, because that would have been annoying. The problem with the water inputs is that you can only do them in one direction. So like, there's not an input over here. There's only an input over here, and it's kind of annoying. I wish you could have it like go in at any four sides, because it's the only thing going in at the top. So why not? Whatever. Anyways, I can do all that. I can then save blueprint. I can then tag this as upgraded Sheer Knight. Or I can just Sheer Knight V2. That's V2. And then I can save that. This is a simple Sheer Knight thing, but it's, not as good. And then I will go to this. And I will press place. And I can put it all right here from placement. And there's nothing I had to make otherwise, but there is one thing I did forget to do. And that is, I forgot, oh my god, this, hi. But this is literally the max production you can have of this stuff right now. So I need to remember to connect all these. I need to do it over here as well. Boom. Okay, we now have 2 sets of this. I need to go back into the electric pylon. And then turn everything off. Turn everything off for now. It's not doing anything, but it is still technically wasting power, so that is one thing I need to worry about. So now it's both Sheer Knight production lines done. Next thing I will do is I will simply move these all the way out. Or actually, no. I will have the protocol stashes right next to them. On the other... That's annoying. Can I do it over here? I can. Okay, I will do that. Just to keep them even. And then I will do this. You can at least put transport belts under those, so that is one good thing about pipes, is that they don't intrude with this stuff most of the time. I do have to say most of the time, because these, the thick ones, which hold the pipe splitters and converters and bridges, are indeed affected. So let me grab another pipe splitter. Yes, I'm grabbing a second pipe splitter. Pipe splitter. Water production is so fast, it doesn't matter how many splitters you put, it'll still produce more than enough. And then I need the water. I'm fucking stupid. You know what? I'll keep that pipe splitter there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything. I'll put this pipe splitter here. And then I can grab from here. I can grab from here, I think. Yes. Where are you going? I'll go like out here. And then I can go like this way. Why do you like doing that? There we go. Now it's producing water. I'll go ahead and power this. But this time, when I power it, I'm gonna use a Shearonite pylon because these can automatically connect to Shearonite stuff nearby. So it'll automatically connect to both my relay tower over there, but also to my actual PAC over here. So now it is being powered and producing water, as you can see. What is happening? Oh, wait, no, the water is going through this way. Never mind. Oh, that's weird. Oh, no, it forgot. It takes a while for it to actually go through that. It looks like it's filled with water, but it wasn't. That's one thing about the pipes, is that the animation, unlike the actual transport belts, is not fully there yet. But to be fair, it's a little more annoying when you're having to emulate a fully filled pipe, other than just a box that has this symbol of whatever you're making on it. Anyways, yeah. I don't know what. Something just fell, I think probably off the fan above me and just onto my mouth. Yeah. Dust. Okay, but now these are going to the protocol stashes, so these will automatically fill everything up, which means I have this whole area out here also available for other things. Notably things that don't actually have to touch this stuff. So like over here, I can build the next thing. Something that does not have an input, but does still have an output. And that is for things that can be self-sufficient. Specifically, a small set of in-game plants are completely self-sufficient. Some of them aren't, but some of them are. Well, some of them are sufficient in one direction, not the other. So there's 2 items for planting. There are 2 items in the game that can allow you to plant. Those are the seed picker and the planter. The seed picker takes a plant and takes out its seeds and creates seeds. The planting unit takes seeds and creates plants. In some directions, but not the other, depending on the plant, one will produce 2. So in the planter, for both of the plants that are made in this place, this is not what we're doing right now because this takes water, and I'm not doing that right now. Is the Jin Cow and the Yajin, which both, when in a planter, create 2 of the other. Now I have to go over here and I have to turn this off. Turn it into a normal planter. For all of these things, for all of the dry plants, as you can see, it's just 1-to-1. But in the seed picker, all of these plants, all of the ones that are not producible there, are made in 2. Ignore these plants though. These are all like eco farm only plants. You can't make them in a planter or a seed picker. I mean, you can make seeds on a seed picker, but you can't put them in a planter to make more of the plants. But as you can see for all these, they create 2 seeds, which is much easier. So what you do is you create a specific setup. It's 1 seed picker and 2 planters. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to create 2 of these setups all the way in this corner. So I'm going to go to in here, and I'm just going to grab... These are apparently in my inventory. Okay, I don't need those in my inventory. I need to grab place in hotbar and place in hotbar. I only need this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two setups. One is going to go in one direction, the other is going to go the other, just because it's easier to have two protocol stash. Or no, they can both go in the same protocol stash. So I'm just going to place a protocol stash over here somewhere. And what we're going to do is going to have two planters and one seed picker on each side. I can do it all the way at the edge here. Oh, wrong button. Okay, move this over here. This particle stash was actually almost in the exact right spot. I can do that there. Wait, fuck. Wait. You can move outside? Why can I put you on the outside? What's the point of that? I don't think I put most stuff on the outside. Oh, I can. Why? Why can't I do that? It's so weird. That doesn't do anything. Okay, whatever. I learned something new, I guess. I guess I just never tried to, but I mean, there's no point because you can't do anything with them when they're outside. But we can do that. And then, so we have two planters. Actually, no, this seed picking unit needs to be back here. One behind. And then we do the same thing here. So, how this works is this seed picker is getting two. Hold on. I'm trying to make this in a way that works here in this specific spot. Yeah, let's put that here. And then we put this seed picker is getting two. And it's going to go into, each of them is going to go into one of these. This planter is just going to go immediately into, hold on, I just realized something. I want to quickly do this. This planter is immediately going into the protocol stash. I'm going to go into this mode again, and I'm going to grab everything and move it over one because I forgot to leave a space open here. Ignore the input here, that's going to get ignored entirely. I'm just going to turn them all off. These don't take water. We're to move them, still here, and move one out. Confirm placement. Okay, that's good. And then we just do the exact same setup on this side. So, except just flipped. So, planter. Planter. Seed picker. And we're just going to move all this in here. I don't know why I did it. Actually, we know. That is correct. I was tripping. Do that. And then I need to put another one. The other one is going to this. So where does this one go? This one, because I created two, I can go back in here. So this creates two seeds. One goes to each of these. This one goes back in here to create two more seeds. It's an infinite loop. So you never have to fill these up. These never have to be manually filled by anything. That is the entire point of this system, and it's why it works so well. So both of these are just going to be filled with I need to make sure I was looking to make sure I put the right one on. Both of these are just going to be filled with sand leaf, and I'm just going to leave them there for eternity. Actually, wait, I can just put one over here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many of these are used. The base pylons are so cheap, it's ridiculous. The shear knife pylons are expensive because they need shear knife, but These are made with just straight pure Originium, I think. Are these Originium or are we crossed? It's Originium, which I have fucking 60,000 of. Okay, let's go back to our power thing. Now that I have all that set up. Thermal bank. Go back in. Throw all my batteries in there. Boom. Now we have these set up. And when I need to, I'll throw these all and fill them all with... I fill both of these seed pickers with sandleaf and just leave them to run. I should have plenty of sandleaf in here. Yeah, I have plenty. Even though I'm slowly losing it because my other area is pulling sandleaf out. Actually, I think I'm still gaining some sandleaf in there. I don't remember. But I'm going to have all this. So that is both the Sheeranite and the sandleaf setups both done. The next thing I'm going to do is produce Yajin. Because unlike the other one, this one works a little differently, and I think I'm going to try some stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead and craft some plant units. So I'm going to go ahead and craft like 5 more of these. I'm going to craft some of 5 of each. Alrighty. So for over there, we had 2 planters and 1 seed picking per unit. But for this works a little differently. Because it's just 1, I'm pretty sure I'm going to just do some testing right over here, or just thinking. If I have 2 seed picking units, if I have a seed picking unit, a planting unit, and a seed picking unit again, does that work? Because you put the stuff in here, you put the Yajin in here, and you get 1 seed. It goes in this planting unit, which gives 2 plants. It gives 2 plants. It goes into a seed picking unit, which gives 2 seeds. Both of those go back in here. You get 2 plants. Or you get 2 seeds. You get 4. We can't have this go back in there. So that doesn't work. But you're getting 2. If I just remove this entirely, does it work with just 1 each? Because it creates 2 plants, so you can put 1 back in. I think this works even better because you only need 1. Does it? I'm going to test this out right now. I'm going to have it work for just a bit. I'm going to put a planting in it. What side is the water? Side is the water input. This side, good. Perfect, actually. I'm going to have it over here. It's just going to take more water. I'm going to have a seed picking unit right next to it. And then right next to this planting unit, I'm going to have a protocol stash. And then... Hold on, I need to reverse the seed picking unit. Let me power all of these. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Let me power all these. Electric pylon. And then let me grab some water. Need the pipe splitter. Ugh, ow. What did... Nope. Ignore when stuff like that happens. It's this... I don't know if I've explained this already, but that's the stupid drift I've been dealing with. So it goes out here directly into this. If I throw a bunch of Yajin seeds into here, because I have a bunch of extra, it's like when I destroyed everything, which creates 2 plants. One set goes in there, the other goes there. Do I slowly increase? I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to hope it stays that way. Because that means I'll never have to touch it. This I already know I don't have to touch. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and go into these seed picking units. I'm going to go ahead and throw a sand leaf in here. I'm going to go over here to this seed picking unit and throw the sand leaf in here. And because I'm a moron, I'm going to go turn all these off. So I'll go to these planting units, and I have to go in here, off. Sand planting unit, here, off. Planting unit, here, off. It won't just automatically detect that you're putting something in that doesn't use water. You have to physically turn off that option. This should just go infinitely on its own, and I hope this one does too. Like if I go to this planting unit, it's still staying at the same number. This seed picking unit is just gaining 1 and throwing it in. So yeah, this is working, because it's 2 from that planting unit, so it just puts 1 each on those. So yeah, this just infinitely stays at the good number. Okay, then so I'm done. I've done Yajin, I've done Shiranite, I've done Sandleaf. So the only things left to make that were in this room already is the Shiranite component, which I'm doing last, and the LC Wuling battery. The Shiranite component will stay off for most of the time until I start getting more characters, because you only need 800 Shiranite components per team. I already have 1 character on this team built, and that is Pogra Nichinik. At least when it comes to gear. So this is all done. So I actually only need 600 left for this team. So I actually already have like an entire... I have more than an extra team's worth in my stash already, because the Shiranite had been going all night. So I have 3,000 Shiranite components. And to explain, it's 50 Shiranite components per piece of gear. The thing that's been limiting me the most now is just the... Oh my god, money. Okay. Now that I have all this set up, this is just infinitely going now. Oh, fuck. Forgot to connect these. That's better. Just... fix that. There we go. That's not clogged anymore. Whoopsie! Yeah, this should be completely filled now. This is the thing that will be, I think, fill the quickest. So that is one thing to note. I think that will fill the quickest. But these, I think, are... I think this is even simpler. This one requires the extra planting. I think this one might not is the only one that does. This is actually easier than I originally thought it would be. But then I thought about it, I was like, oh, never mind. That's correct. Okay. I think I can start Shiranite production. So let's go ahead and set all these to what they're supposed to be. So all of these are the same thing. So now that I have Sandleaf production, I can set all of these depot unloaders to Sandleaf for now. Then I can turn everything back on. So now these are all filling with Sandleaf. So then I can go to these refining units and switch facility on. And go to these shredding units. Switch all of them on. I just remembered one thing. Actually, no, never mind. But yes. I do remember one thing is that I completely forgot about the grinding units. These grinding units do have another requirement. So I will actually need to quickly move all of them to the side. Can I put one of these out here? I mean, technically I can, but can I have it at like one spot out? I haven't tried this. Let me check. If I can, then I will just do... Oh, it just wouldn't matter. Well, it matters if I can keep it just one slot out. Oh, but I can't do it there anyways. Okay, hold on. I need to move these... I need to move this entire setup 3 spots to the side. Because I just remembered, and this is one thing about Sandleaf, and why I don't want to use it for all the carbon, is that Sandleaf's main purpose is not to be made into carbon, which is why it sucks that all the other plants can't be turned into it. Sandleaf's main purpose is to be shredded into sandleaf powder, because sandleaf powder is used in every single recipe in the grinding unit. Every single recipe in the grinding unit requires 2 of a powder and then 1 sandleaf powder. It is the universal sandleaf powder item. So I need to take all of these and I need to press move. They were connected like this originally, so 1, 2, 3. Boink. I need to get out of this menu. I need to fix the water. And then I need to add sandleaf powder outputs on each side. 1 for each grinding unit. Sandleaf, luckily, it's just 1 of each. But I mean, like, it's still a bit annoying. Okay, let's do that. Let me go all the way out here. And let me grab the transport belts and bring them all the way over. Grinding units on each side. Luckily, I did leave... Actually, that was correct. I did leave 1 spot open on each grinding unit so that I could do this. I just completely forgot about it. This needs to be set to sandleaf powder, which I've actually almost hit the depot amount limit for. Depot motor. Sandleaf powder. Okay. Now I can turn all of these grinding units on. Now these should all start... Wait a minute, I can't reach these middle ones. Hold on, I need the splitter. Splitter. Then I need another splitter. This needs to go over and into the other grinding unit. This needs to go over and into the other grinding unit. Topic: the intimate painter. Who the fuck is texting me? Leave me alone. Okay, and then I need to go here and I need to fix these by connecting them back up properly. And now that all these are now producing, I need to go to these refining units, turn all of them on. Refining units on. Refining units on. believe my production of sandleaf might be a little low for this, though. So that is one problem. Yeah, it is going down faster than it's going up. But now that these are doing it, I need to go to these Forges of the Sky, and I need to turn them on, and I can finally start Sheeranite production back on. Okay, that's the first part. Now it's to produce the things that require Sheeranite, both things that require it, which is going to be, I think I'm going to set up 3 different productions of. Um, Also, I do have more extra space ready available over here, so I'm going to actually make another thing of sandleaf production really quickly. So I'm going to do that off screen, and then I'm going to just continue on the next recording. There's a lot of this stuff I have to do.